What's up, YouTube? I'm Super Dan the Shoe Man. I'm back with another video today. I have no camera man or woman or child right now, but I need to get some of these videos recorded because I got this even bigger stack of shoes over here. This is like awesome because guess who threw the oop yet again? Miguel. Thanks so much, Miguel. I appreciate you providing more shoes for content. And he needed me to go ahead and get a couple of these done because I need to get a couple of these shoes back to him. But I mean, I think he gave me like 7 pairs of shoes to make videos on the day before. But like I said in a bunch of my videos, I just got so much going on with work, the rest of the family, and the new baby. It's hard to find time. But I'm here. I'm recording this one. One of these, especially in particular, needs to be with Haley because it's a shoe that I think she'll have a better appreciation for and be able to talk a little bit more about. So we'll wait for that one for her, but we're going to talk about this one today. This is the Jordan 1 Gorge Green GR, sat all over the place. But first, before we get into this shoe and I take it out of the box, we need to give a word from our sponsor, and our sponsor today is, and every day, is Jesus, J-E-S-U-S. I was reading the devotional the other morning, and this wasn't the main part of the devotional, but it was another part, and like it caught me by surprise, and I just realized, man, I always do this, and I think so many of us do. We just forget, and I don't want to forget. This is James chapter 5, verse 16. This is a New Living Translation. All translations, most of these translations that you might read, use this word, or at least some form of this word that's going to be important here. But James 5:16, it says, confess your sins to each other, pray for each other so that you may be healed. And this is the important part, the second half, the next sentence. The earnest prayer of a righteous person has great power and produces wonderful results. And don't you want your prayer to produce wonderful results? Don't you want your prayer to be effective? If you pray, obviously you want it to be effective. If you wouldn't be praying otherwise. And first it's like, all right, the earnest prayer. How do I make a prayer earnest? What does earnest really mean? I mean, I can go to Webster's dictionary and get some definitions on that. But then it's the next part. The word that's really important is that it's of a righteous person. I'm like, dang, well, I have to achieve righteousness. I have to do something with my life, reach a level of righteousness where then my prayer will produce wonderful results. Like, how do I do that? Man, that's really hard. And then it just like a lightning hit my brain, and it was painful. And it's like, you can't. You are the righteousness. I am the righteousness of Christ because I've accepted that free gift from him because he gave it to me by being on the cross. I don't have to achieve it. And I think that's what God just wants to show us all the time. Like, guys, we're just not going to do it. We don't have to because Jesus did it for us. And we can be righteous in God's eyes through his forgiveness. And we don't have to do it. And we just always like put it, I always, and I think a lot of us do, but I'm speaking personally, I always try to take that back onto myself and take it as a responsibility that I have to do something, and it's or be a certain way, and that's just not it. It's nothing but reliant on him. So God, help me to rely on just your forgiveness for my righteousness. So that was a big one I've been thinking about a lot for a couple of days, so I'm glad I got to share it with y'all. This shoe, the Gorge Green, I wouldn't have made a video on this because I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I do think it's important. The reason why I make a lot of these videos, talk about a lot of these shoes, even mids, is because if you're one to buy it, which this one you can get on StockX, I'm sure right now for less than retail or right at retail. You can still find it at some stores. I think Wish Atlanta still had it on the shelf in the store recently. Let me turn back around here really quick because Esper down here, there we go, as this one. I did not keep my Bordeaux. This is like the next colorway iteration of this. This is a size 11, so man, my chair keeps. There we go. Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Gorge Green, not George Green. It's Gorge. It's not anything else. Gorge is like, I think of like a crevice or a valley, a gorge. Gorge Green, metallic silver. The first one was the first iteration of this type shoe was the Mystic Navy, or just Navy, I think, but it was like the co.jp Navy, like a Asian release, and this is the third one, I believe. Very similar in a whole lot of ways. specifically the silver swoosh. This has the silver swoosh. It has the, I think these are, a lot of people are referring to this as a jeweled Wings logo. I mean, it's really just like TPU gel, hard gel, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter. It's the same as this one. My shoe, I did have this and then I got rid of it. It was equally as buttery as this one, soft everywhere, and I definitely, it's some trash from a breast milk bag, like before you use it, so it's not like nasty or anything, but it's trash that ended up in her shoe. But it was, the construction, at least the materials used on the men's size and on this grade school were very similar. You can go back and watch that video if you want. But here's the men's size of this, and it is very similar. The white leather is very similar. This one's a little bit more rigid because this one's used and worn, so it's broken in a little bit more, even though these didn't really need a whole lot of breaking in because they're so soft. The green leather on this particular pair, at least, is a little less tumbled than this one, and I think mine was about the same tumble, so I'd say that this is just a little bit less tumbled. It might take a little bit more breaking in to get to the softness that this was, but man, this is really thick, and you can see the edge of that's really thick leather. It's turned up a little bit. I personally like that look. This doesn't look like it's quite that thick, so I thought this was going to be, I kind of expected this was going to be the exact same material, just a different color. It's a little bit different. There's a little bit more of a coating on this, and it doesn't smell great. It doesn't smell bad, but it doesn't smell great. Actually, it smells pretty good anyway. But it's not quite the impressive leather that was on this that made me want to keep this, even though I don't really like the colors, the Bordeaux color that much. This is pretty nice, and I feel like I've been wanting some green lately. I just don't think this is it for me. Maybe if it had a black swoosh. I think that's one of the biggest issues with all three of these, including the navy one. They don't have a black swoosh. Black swooshes just do better. But overall, this is a nice shoe, and since you can pick it up for fairly cheap, you can pick all of these up for fairly cheap, all three of them. I think the co.jp might be a little bit more expensive, but these two are not. Good quality. I feel like I definitely remember the Bordeaux being a little bit better, but this one's still not bad, and there's others that are not as good as this. I have not received the True Blue yet. I've gotten the True Blue mid, but it's a mid, not an SE, so it's not apples to apples. The True Blue High will be here probably tomorrow. I'll be able to make a video on it soon, and from what I've seen, I've watched videos on it too, I don't think that the True Blue material is as good as this. I like the True Blue color blocking. I don't care about the color blocking, is about the same to me, but I like the True Blue colors, the gray and the blue, better than green. And maybe I like that color blocking better because I don't have any. None of mine are this color blocking. Yeah, none of mine are this color blocking. Mine are up top. You can't see them in the shot right now, I don't think. But anyways, this is a nice shoe. I'm not going to hate on this shoe at all. I would rather wear this green than the Bordeaux color, and this is just not for me. I got enough Jordan 1s. Again, I'm feeling like I want some green. I'm not sure what's coming this year that I might get some green in. The Jordan 4 SB that's coming out, turns out it's going to be white and green. Not a huge fan of the colors, but it's an SB4. Might have to go for that one. I'm not exactly sure when you're going to see this video. Hopefully by the time you see this video, my videos to look back on 2022, and it's January the 14th already. My videos to look back on 2022 will be done, and looking forward to 2023. Got to make a must-cop for 2023 video, although it feels a lot. My video for 2022 must-cop was long, and we'll talk about what I actually copped, what I didn't, and what I ended up keeping, and I'm glad I copped, and what I was just like meh about. And I know right now my must cop for 2023 is much smaller. I don't know if it's that it's kind of the accumulation and volume is losing its appeal to me. Maybe the market's down. Maybe it's the hype that's just going down for me. I don't know. I don't think I'm that hypey, but maybe I am. And but the 2023 must cop, it won't be there. It won't be the same length as 2022. But as we saw in 2022 and every year, And part of the reason why I've waited a little bit longer to make this must cop for 2023, and even looking back on the 2022, it's like I need to let this sink in. And you know, there's going to be new releases that are announced as we go. So a must cop for 2023, still at the end of 2022, you know, there's going to be more that come up that were must cop that just nobody knew about them. So we'll talk a little bit about more about those soon. Like I said, hopefully you'll even see that video before you see this. If you have, if I have, go look for it, because I think that's an important video, maybe a more important video than this for y'all to watch as far as sneakers go. Because this is just like it's a meh shoe. It's good. It's not great in my opinion, but if you like the colors, you should get this shoe because it's gonna be cheap compared to a lot of releases, and it's pretty buttery. Not quite as buttery as this one, but it's pretty buttery. So go for it. Thank y'all for being here. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you're looking forward to some looking back on 2022. What did I get? Like, I think I'm going with my top 3 low-key shoes of 2022, and then must cop for 2023. Probably only a handful, but let me know if you're excited about seeing either of those videos and what you're excited about for next year. Tell your grandma about the Gorge green. Make sure your grandma and everybody's pronouncing it right. It's Gorge green. And smash that like button. Make sure you're subbed. Turn on the notification bell. And I'll see you all next time.
You're so pretty.
Say bye.
Choose. Shoes. And I like shoes.
Fire! It's so cute.